So you've probably started a diet and you've probably worked out and you're able to do that for maybe 1, maybe even 2 weeks. But then what tends to happen, you fall off track, and you're not alone. Millions of people experience this. Okay, my name is Sebastian Bedenker. I'm the creator and owner of the Binge Breakthrough Academy, where we help entrepreneurs and busy professionals just like yourself stop their overeating so that they can get in the best shape of their lives. So as a binge eating coach, I've seen this time and time again. I've seen this from so many people where they're able to start, right? They start their diet, they start working out, but what tends to happen is they fall off track. So I'm going to tell you the exact reason why it happens, and it's actually only one reason. It's one reason. And when I tell you this, it's going to make so much sense because I'm going to explain the reason why it happens and then how to stop it from happening. And that way you can actually stay consistent with your diet, with your workout plan, and so you can obviously lose the fat off your stomach and look like a fucking beast. Or maybe you're a girl and you want to look amazing, right? Whatever your goal is, I'm going to tell you exactly how to stay consistent with your fitness journey. So, Sebastian, what is this reason, right? Why do I keep falling off track with my diet? Why do I keep falling off track with my workouts? And I had to learn this because I was the same exact way. So when I was struggling with binge eating and when I couldn't get myself in the gym, when I couldn't stick with my nutrition plan, I had to learn, okay, I had to ask myself, why is this happening? You know, I'm consistent in other aspects of my life, and you may experience this. Maybe you're consistent with your school, maybe you're consistent with your career, maybe you're consistent with your partner, your family life, but you're not consistent with the most important thing, which is your health, right? That's the best investment you could ever make. And so why is that? Well, it's a simple reason. You want the results way too quickly. You want the results as fast as possible. And when I realized that, it's like it clicked in my head and I realized like, oh yeah, I do. I want the results way too quickly. And that's why I can't stay consistent. Let me explain exactly what I mean. So let's say you have a lot of weight to lose. Let's say you have maybe 60 pounds to lose. Like when I was at my heaviest weight and I was competing for my show, right? I had 60 pounds to lose. And you have a ton of weight to lose and you're like, how can I do this as fast as possible? Because obviously nobody likes being patient. You want the result like that, right? If I told you, hey, I'll give you $1 million tomorrow, or I can give you $1 million in a year, what would be the obvious choice, right? You're gonna be like, give me that shit yesterday, right? You want the results as fast as possible. That's human nature. You wanna be efficient with your time. But when you want the result so fast, what tends to happen is you're willing to do anything to get that result. And so what happens here? I'm hoping I'm starting to make a little bit more sense now. When you want the result, you're willing to do anything. And so what happens is you're gonna go into extreme calorie deficits, right? You're gonna drop your calories to something ridiculous like 1,400. You're gonna try some sort of fad diet like keto, and you're gonna cut out carbs. You're not gonna eat any more sweets, you're not gonna eat any more candy, you're not gonna eat pizza, you're not gonna eat any of your favorite foods because you want the results super quickly, right? And you know what else you're gonna do? You're gonna start going to the gym every day, right? Even though you've never even stepped foot in the gym, you're gonna start going every day, right? And you're not even gonna be in there for 30 minutes. You're gonna be in there for an hour lifting weights. You're gonna be in there for an hour doing cardio because you want the result like that. Now do you see what I'm getting at? And so since you want the result so fast, you're doing anything to get that result. And you're gonna do an aggressive calorie deficit, you're gonna do all this stuff in the gym, and you're gonna burn yourself out. So yes, you may be able to do those things for a week, maybe even 2 weeks, but you're gonna burn the fuck out, right? Because you're gonna be miserable. You have to understand, guys, I made an Instagram video about this as well. When you're getting in shape, when you're getting healthy, you should feel invigorated. You should feel amazing. You should feel energetic, full of energy, full of vitality. You should feel more and more energized every single week. If you're feeling miserable on your diet, on your workout routine, something is wrong. You're not doing it correctly, okay? Because you should not be feeling bad when you're working out. You should not be feeling bad when you're eating healthy. That doesn't make any sense. You're doing this for health, right? So why are you feeling miserable? Why are you feeling burnt out? Why are you feeling low energy? So that in itself is a huge sign that what you're doing is not correct and you're doing it way too aggressively. So you have to have patience and understand this is a process. This takes time. Why do you even want it fast? I mean, do you want to be in shape for the rest of your life? God, I hope so. Do you want to maintain this for life? God, I hope so, right? You want to be in shape for life. You want to look great for life. You want to have abs for life. You want to do all these things and be healthy for life, right? So you can inspire your family, so you can be healthy, so you can be on this earth for longer. You don't just want to get healthy and then you get fat again. You want to get healthy for life. So understand that this is a process. It's going to take time. So why are you not willing to take it slow and take a sustainable approach? I mean, did you gain that big ass gut you have in a week, in 2 weeks? Absolutely not. That came from daily repeated habits of bad habits, of constantly eating junk food, of constantly skipping the gym. And that came from time and time. You weren't skinny and then gained a gut in like a week, right? That took probably months, maybe even years to get that way. And so why do you want to lose the fat like that? It's not going to happen. And if anybody does tell you that it's going to happen like that, they're fucking lying to you, and they're probably just trying to take your money and tell you it's a quick fix. I'm here to be your no bullshit coach and tell you it's going to take time. It's going to take effort. But that's what makes the journey so rewarding. Once you do it sustainably, you're able to stay consistent with it. And every time that I work with a client, they're like, Sebastian, why are we starting with so many calories? You know, shouldn't I be eating like 1,600 or 1,500 calories? I'm like, no, you've been taught the wrong way. You do not need to starve yourself to lose weight. And so I always start my clients off with a good amount of food. We take baby steps. They're not in the gym every single day. You know, maybe they'll start at 3, 4, or 5 times a week, but we take baby steps because you have to understand when you're coming from eating 4,000 calories of junk food, of going to the gym once a week, if even that, of being on the couch all day, how the hell are you going to jump into an 1,800 calorie diet and going to the gym every day and drinking a gallon of water and taking all these supplements? You're going to burn yourself out. So the best way to stay consistent with your diet and to stay consistent with your gym routine is doing something sustainable, having a sustainable approach and being realistic. Okay? You want to be healthy for life. You want to be in shape for life. So it's going to take a while to get there. But what's the rush, right? If you want these results for life, why do you need it yesterday? Why do you need that result tomorrow? Why can't you take your time? Because I promise, when you take your time, that's when you're actually going to see the results. That's when you're actually going to have something sustainable. And I promise, this is probably the most important topic I've ever discussed. Besides like my other videos that talk specifically about how to stop binge eating. I think those are like game changing, right? But this mindset shift, oh my God, it's a fucking game changer because it makes you realize, oh, that is why I fall off track. That is why I can't stick with a diet for longer than 2 weeks. That is why I can't go to the gym for longer than 2 weeks. It's because I'm doing way too much. I'm being way too hard on myself. I'm doing these strict, insane calorie deficits and these strict diets and these unsustainable, fad diets that don't even work. That's why you can't stay consistent with it. And so when you realize, like I've been saying, this is a journey, this is a process, you need to do it sustainably, you're going to be able to actually carry it out and actually stick with a diet for longer than 2 weeks and stick with your gym routine for longer than 2 weeks. And so what's the approach I recommend taking? You're probably like, okay, Sebastian, now tell me, what do I need to do to actually stick with this? Well, first off, you want to understand, especially if you come from a binge eating background like myself, I struggled with binge eating disorder. That's obviously what this entire channel is about. You don't want to eliminate any foods, especially food groups. Like that's why I hate diets like keto or like carnivore, because keto, you're eliminating carbs. Like what? That's so ignorant in itself, right? It's so ignorant. Like why would you ever want to eliminate bread or pasta or rice from your life? They're like the best foods ever. The same thing with carnivore, and I see this, it's way more popular now. Why would you ever want to eliminate fruits from your diet or vegetables from your diet? Okay, so start by not eliminating any of the foods you love or eliminating entire food groups and have something sustainable. So instead of going straight into a 1,200 calorie diet, find out what your maintenance is. I've talked about this time and time again on my channel. You can go on a website like calculator.net. You'll type in your gender, your age, your activity level, all those fun things, just like you're in a video game, and it's going to give you a maintenance amount of calories that you want to be shooting for every day. It's also going to give you a calorie deficit. So I recommend getting your maintenance and starting with 300 under that. So let's say I think my maintenance for me, myself, is around 2,500 calories. And so I would want to start with something that's like 2,100 calories or 2,200 calories. And so yes, it may seem small and your results may be a little bit slower, but guess what? You're going to be able to sustain it because you're not miserable with your diet. You're not being restrictive with your diet. And that way you can be consistent and actually see results. I mean, why would you want to do something aggressive, but you can only do it for 2 weeks and then you give up on yourself and then you're back at square one because you end up binge eating because your diet fucking sucked, right? But if you take the sustainable approach that I'm telling you about, you're going to be able to continue after week 2 up to week 3 and then month 1 and then month 2 and then month 6 and then month 8, and then you have an entire year where you're like, wow, I've been following this approach for an entire year and I didn't fall off track because I did something sustainable. And so instead of losing maybe those initial 5 pounds from doing something aggressive, you lost 50 pounds, you lost 70 pounds because you followed a sustainable approach. And I'm telling you guys, this is game changing. This is going to change everything around for you because now you understand, instead of wanting the result quickly, understand that everything worth having is going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to take work. But when you take that approach and play the long game, you're infinitely going to be happier. And then you also don't put so much stress on yourself. Because instead of, again, going to the gym every single day and doing these 2-hour workouts or barely eating and you're starving at night, you have something where you're actually feeling healthy. You're going to the gym and it's benefiting you. It's making you feel energized and stronger instead of draining you and taking away from you. And that changes everything around for you. I don't think I have to keep diving into this. But if you take that approach, I promise, it's the way, right? And I think this also translates to a lot of aspects about life. If you just play that long-term game, just to get into this YouTube game, I understand I don't have as many viewers on YouTube as I do on Instagram. My videos get maybe 100 to 200 views on YouTube. On Instagram, I get thousands, sometimes even millions of views. But why do I do YouTube? Well, first, I understand it's a long-term game, right? Someone may watch this video in 4 or 5 years. If that's you, say what's up. Say something in the comments. But I'm building digital real estate, right? I'm building my coaching business from YouTube. It's the most serious platform that you could be on. And so I understand it's a slow game, it's a slow burn, but I'm putting in the work now, and that way in the future it can pay off, right? I can have a sustainable business instead of just focusing on the short-term platforms like TikTok or Facebook or Instagram. I'm building that long-term digital real estate on this platform, YouTube. Again, I'm not seeing immediate results like you would with an aggressive diet or aggressive workout routine, but I'm building something sustainable. So I think this translates to a lot of aspects in life, not to get too off topic, but understand everything that is actually worth having takes time, it takes effort. And you need to focus on the long term instead of how can I get there as quickly as possible. If I wanted to make all the money in the world, if I wanted to make 100 grand by tomorrow, I'd go rob a bank. But there's so many drawbacks to that, right? So take the long-term approach. Yes, it's not as sexy, it's not as fancy, it's not as fast, but it works. And it's going to get you the result. And this is why so many people fall off with so many things. So many people say they want to make money, say they want to get in shape, say they want this, they want that, but they're not patient enough to play the long-term game, and that's why they lose. And that's why 99% of people fall off with everything that they do. But I know you're the 1% that's actually going to listen to what I'm saying and play that long-term game, and that's why you're going to achieve all of your goals. That's why you're going to get in the best shape of your life. That's where you're going to make the money, the income you want to make. That's why you're going to have your dream job, your dream career, your dream family, your dream house, your dream car, your dream body. I want you to envision that. You're going to have that because you're playing the long-term game and you're doing something sustainable. All right? Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. And if you have any questions, you can leave them down below in the comments. And if you would like my one-on-one coaching, if you want my help in stopping your binge eating, and you really want to just get in incredible shape in half the time and just have a foolproof plan to get you there, you can click the first link in the description. You can check out all my testimonials and case studies as well on this channel and also on my website, sebastianbetancourt.com. I hope you guys have the best day of your entire life, and I will see you in the next video.